You want to know the best daily mobility routine to maintain your flexibility gains. In today's video, that is exactly what we're going to show you. We're going to take you out on the gym floor and we're going to demonstrate a daily routine that you can do in under 10 minutes that is going to maximize the progress you get from your flexibility training. All that and more coming up right after this. We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.
Hey everyone, in case we haven't met, my name is Rad Burmeister. That's my brother Yanni Burmeister, and we are the co-founders of Unity Gym and the co-creators of the UMS, the Unified Movement System, formerly known as the FMS, where we teach you how to nourish and move instead of diet and exercise. And we seem to be becoming the mobility experts. I don't know why. It's not the only thing that we do, but it's what everybody seems to want to know. So we're going to keep making videos for you guys because you keep asking the questions. And first, I've got a real quick shout out to Lars Rye Jobson, I hope I said that right, who went through our pancake video yesterday and has loved it. Thanks for tuning in, brother. Thanks for the love. Thanks for watching and thanks for commenting.
Lars is a regular for commenting on our videos, and he has jumped on the live stream quite a few times. So big ups, Lars.
Yeah, thank you.
Love your work.
So today what we're going to do is, so the whole purpose of today's show is yesterday we did a killer pancake routine, an advanced pancake routine that is not for the faint-hearted. It is for those of you that are real serious about getting some gains in your pancake. And the whole concept of today's show is that when you do a routine like we did yesterday, you're only going to do that 2 times a week, maybe 3 if a pancake is an absolute priority for you. But you definitely don't do that every day. It's just too much strain on the body. Jefferson curl, for example, we recommend only doing it twice a week maximum. And so what do you do between those days to make sure that you don't lose those gains? Because that was flexibility training. So now we're going to do daily mobility. I'm ready to get out on the gym floor. Yanni, are you ready to go?
Yeah, I am.
Let's do it. Let's get started. So I've got the mic today, which sucks because I've also got a cold. And I don't know if you can hear that, but I can barely breathe. But anyway, I'm the one that's going to be doing this. And today we've actually got one of our online members here, Christian. Wave to everyone, Christian. Yeah. So Christian's one of our online members. He's come over all the way from Perth to Sydney just to train with us. No, you're here for work?
No, holiday.
Holiday, look at that. And he's come and train with us while he's here. So what we're going to do, Christian, this is going to be done at a fast pace because it's not about teaching, it's more about just showing. So the first thing I do, okay, so this is, I've woken up on Saturday or Sunday and I'm not going to do any training today, but I want to maintain my mobility. So the first thing I do is warm up my spine. And what I love to do to start with is just get down on my face like this and just wiggle the hips. And this just really is a great way to loosen up the spine, especially the lower back. You want to be as relaxed as you can, and you're just creating a little bit of movement in that lower back. It's such a great exercise for the lower back, and this is a really common problem area that people suffer with, a really tight lower back. Now from here, what we're going to do is roll over onto our lower back, and you're just going to grab onto your knees and really gently pull your knees back towards you like this, okay? Very gently. If you watch how I'm doing it, I'm actually doing it with my fingers, so I'm not like grabbing on and yanking back, okay? You can even go a little bit to the side and then to the other side, and what you're looking for is to get your pelvis off the ground. Now hands behind the head, and now we're going to do the same thing, but by using the abs, so we're activating the abs. And what we want to do is try and do it in a way where we avoid, watch this, a real jerking motion where there's no control. We want to feel like we're controlling the movement up and down. Now from here, what I like to do is to get over and do a few, I don't know what they call these in yoga, but I actually learned this from Kung Fu, not from yoga. So I think they call this a cobra stretch or something like that. Keep the pelvis firmly in the ground and come up. And then come back into the child's pose, just relax. And then again, come forward, pelvis into the ground, pushing down, trying to depress the shoulders, look back as far as you can. What you want to avoid is, look at that, see how my pelvis comes off the ground when I do that? I want to keep the pelvis on the ground, come back again. All of this you can do for a lot longer and a lot more reps than what I'm doing. We're just doing it quickly to get it, done for the show. Okay? Now we come up, and now we just move into some spinal waves. Okay, so if you don't know how to do spinal waves, we've got some good tutorials on this on our channel, and then we can go side to side like this, doing some waves from left to right, and then we can do some spinal curls. So this is actually a really good one that we don't normally teach, but you can just go, you'll notice as well, Yanni's doing his own little version of this. That's because he thinks he's better than me, but he's not. No, it's because for Yanni and me, at the level that we're at, we do what we feel like our body needs. But this is a really good one to do. If you just tilt your head to the side and reach down as far as you can with your hand and see how far down you get, and then go to the other side, and you can see if you've got an imbalance there. And if you've got an imbalance, go and see a chiropractor, but that's a really good one. Anyway, if we go down to the side and then rotate forward as far as you can go, then rotate to the other side, and then rotate as far back as you can go. Your head should be the thing, now we'll do the other direction. Your head should be the thing that moves the furthest in all directions when you do this one, and you're trying to keep your pelvis still, okay? Now we're gonna come down into the squat. So basically we've warmed up the spine now. Now I like to just go into the squat. Now you've got to think, I'm stone cold here. This is on the weekend, you know, this is, or at the end of a stretch session, or in the afternoon if you trained in the morning, whatever it is. So we're just trying to mobilize the joints, okay? So I'm just going to wiggle the hips a little bit. Just trying to get a little bit of movement in that hip joint. Push the knee out. This is just a real fast version of our squat routine. Okay, wiggle the hips a little bit.
I'm not stone cold. I've just been doing 190 kilo deadlifts.
Yeah, Yanni's been doing deadlifts over there. So he's not cold anyway.
Brad's making me do this because he thought it'd be weird if I didn't.
Yeah, well, if he's just standing there on the side, it looks stupid. Okay, now from here, we just go forward, okay? You'll see, look at how much better Yanni is at this than me. That's because of my spondylolisthesis. So this is, for me, this is one of my weakest stretches. It's where, my spine flexion in my lumbar spine is really, really bad because of my spondylolisthesis. Anyway, now we'll do a couple of rotations. Okay. This is probably the only time you'll ever see Yanni better at anything in mobility than me. No, I'm just joking. This is brotherly love.
Not competitive at all.
No, not competitive at all. Okay, now we move on to some more fun stuff. We're going to do some 360 hip mobility. So you can start by just doing a little bit, just going side to side like this. You can turn your toes up a bit, okay? And then from here, we're going to come, reach forward for that foot, sinking down. Okay, there's so many different ways to do this. I do so many different variations of this. Okay, and it's all just about trying to get as much movement in the hip joint as possible, but also getting as many different muscle groups as possible. So here I'm getting my hamstrings, okay? Here I'm getting my adductors, and then I move around here into my hip flexor complex, okay? So that's a really good one. And then what we can do as well is you can come forward, grab onto the foot, do the lizard stretch, and we can get into the quads. Okay, so this is you can rotate a bit. It's a really good one for the quads. Okay, coming to the other side. Okay, and then we can do a little bit of internal and external hip rotation. So I'm going to drop the knee in, go to the side like this, and change sides. So just getting some mobility in that hip joint, in the hip capsule. Okay, you can come up on your feet and go in and out, in and out. There you go. You can just come down into your pancake position and just come forward a little bit. We're not trying to go to any point of pain here, okay? Just maybe to the point of discomfort where you can feel a stretch, especially because we're cold. This isn't flexibility training. We're not trying to increase our flexibility. All we're trying to do is just a little bit of movement, okay? Now, we can do a couple of rotations to low bridge. So come forward to really get into that anterior chain. Okay, Yanni's just gone straight into it. I like to just warm up like this a bit. Okay, just do a couple of reps, and then if you know how to do it, you can come around. We did a tutorial on that exact move just, when was it? 2 days ago or 3 days ago? Yeah, 3 days ago. So if you want to know how to do that, you can watch that tutorial. Okay, then you can come up into just a hamstring stretch. This is a really good thing to help with your press to handstand. If from here, you just come up onto your hands and on your toes, and you just kind of practice working that movement of compressing and lifting up onto your hands. Okay? And then we can come up and just move into a little bit of upper body. So just circling the shoulders now. So protracting, elevating, retracting, depressing. Okay, and then the other way. It's really important to be forcing your arms as far as they'll go, rather than just going like this. That's not really, I mean, it is mobility, but it's a poor way of doing mobility in my opinion. Okay, so elbows, I like to do these elbow circles, so you flick the arm straight, circle in, okay, just mobilizing the elbow joint. The reason why we do these flicks like this for the elbow is because the elbow is the joint that goes through the fastest acceleration and deceleration in the upper body. So when you throw a ball or throw a punch or anything like that, it's the elbow that moves really quick. Okay, a couple of circles for the wrist. Keep the forearms still. Circle like this, come back. If you want to, if you really want to spend some time on the wrists, and the wrist is something that's weak for you, you can just come down and go through the wrist routine. So we'll just fly through it here. Okay, and you can do our wrist routine here that we do. Okay. And then what we want to do as well is a little bit of rotation, because the spine also obviously rotates. It doesn't just do all the other things that we did. So I like to turn my head as far as I can and try and reach as far as you can go. And there's so many different things that you can do. We're just going through some basic stuff, a couple of calf raises, just to take those ankles through their range of motion, turn the toes out so we hit it from different angles. Okay, put a little bit of weight on the outside of the feet. You can do a couple of steps like this, so you're forcing them. Put a little bit of weight on the inside of the feet like this. Okay, go on the top a little bit, change sides. And that's pretty much it. That's the whole body. We've done every joint. How do you feel? Awesome. Yeah, good stuff. All right, let's go back into the studio to bring this in for a landing. So,
thanks for joining us, Christian.
Yeah, thanks, brother. Thanks for joining us, Christian. So, look, I didn't even think of what I was going to do before I did that. This is just something that we've done so many times before, and we do this every day. So all it is for me is I just think of, okay, I'll do this joint first and I'll do that. And everybody's mobility is going to be different, isn't it? I mean, what you would do if I wasn't leading it, you'd do something different than that, wouldn't you?
Yeah, because I know. I mean, it's good to have a structure to start with, and you'll go on a process of self-discovery and find out what you need more and what you need less. But that takes time, and we've been doing this for many, many years. So I do suggest, following a bit of a structured routine, especially in the beginning.
Yeah.
And just understand, I think the key take-home from today's video or demonstration is that mobility and flexibility training are very different. Flexibility training, as we said in yesterday's video, in yesterday's episode, it must be treated as seriously as your strength training, and you usually take with it as much volume and intensity as strength training. That means that you'll have hard days and you'll have easier days where your body needs to recover a little bit. And on those easier days, you still need to do something to maintain. Otherwise, you plateau. Otherwise, you tend to take one step forwards and two steps backward, Because after a decent flexibility training session, just like a decent strength training session, you may be a little bit stiff. You may feel like your body's a little bit inhibited when you're cold. And at that point, it's a really good idea, just like it is with strength training, if you've got a little bit of DOMS or something like that, to do mobility and to warm it up and to get it moving and to get fluids moving throughout the body, just like it is after strength training. The worst thing you can do after a heavy session is just sit on your ass and do nothing. You want to get the blood pumping, and you want to get those chemicals that are causing a little bit of stiffness and discomfort pumped through the lymphatic system, pumped through and filtered out through the system. And daily mobility, you can do it in literally that amount of time, under 10 minutes, you know?
Yeah, I'll second that. Like, it's, so yeah, if any of you are saying, when would I do this? On any day off, like that would be the least you'd want to do on your training. And also at the end of any session, be it a flexibility session or a strength session, that's a really, really good thing to do for the reasons that Yanni just listed.
And then on top of that, before a strength session, you should be doing mobility drills specific to the strength, you know,
to the
like
body you're going to be doing.
You do body positioning drills, and we've gone through this in our warm up. We've got a warm up blueprint that our tribe uses, a specific routine for upper body days and a specific routine for lower body days. And the warm up encompasses everything required to properly prepare your body and maximize the result you get from the workout and minimize the amount of risk, including getting your heart rate up, getting all of the joints really saturated with synovial fluid, body positioning drills to upregulate nervous system and prepare the muscles, and then mobility drills to, you know, confirm your ranges of motion for that day in the movements that you're going to be performing. And if you don't know how to do that warm-up, exercise-specific warm-up, then you need to be a part of our tribe in the UMS program, because this is the stuff that we get really right.
Yeah, for sure. It is. It's, yeah, I mean, our whole philosophy and what makes what we do unique, I guess, is that we've found a very effective way to combine strength and flexibility together and deliver it in a systemized way. So, yeah. So, look, to wrap this up, and unless you've got anything else to say, when I looked through the comments on yesterday's video, there was a couple of people that were asking for hip flexor flexibility, specifically what can I do for my hip flexors, and somebody else, Kwok, even said he wanted to see Yanni's diagonal stretch and how he got there. That's a stretch that Yanni's very good at. And yeah, so that's if we can get enough comments for that, if there's enough people that want to see it, we'll do that on Monday. So if you do want to see something to do with the hip flexors specifically, in the same way that we did that pancake routine, we'll do that for you guys on Monday if enough people ask for it. And the other one that a lot of people were asking for was shoulder and elbow and wrist routine. So yeah, let's see what you guys want, and we'll make whatever it is, whatever it is you guys ask for.
Yeah, you got a few days now to comment and get your requests in, and we'll get busy reviewing that over the weekend. It's Friday here in Australia, which means one thing and one thing only: Friday Frenzy. And this is the first time we ever do this, guys. So if you give us a good result, we'll do it every week. We'll put one of our products, one of our best programs on sale for half price, and we'll bundle it with a bunch of free stuff so you get maximum value. And I'm really just testing the water with this one, because we're just finalizing all of the lessons for our massive strength and flexibility essentials master mini course. And it's such an epic course that I wanted to launch it this weekend properly and give it the love that it deserves. We're filming the last videos for it today, and we're going to be producing and uploading those over the weekend. All of the lessons are now complete for the strength essentials. We're putting together the flexibility essentials. All of the written theories done and up and available already. And it's a huge course. And it is literally the secret sauce to our programming and our UMS program. So if you want to fire your personal trainer because he's underperforming once and for all, this is what you need. Or she, yeah. This is literally what we're trying to do here, is liberate you from the, untether you from the need to have someone designing your programs and helping you out. This gives you all of the key stuff that you need.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. It. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we will see you next week. Thanks for tuning in. And one last quick shout out, Matthew Albanese, I hope I've said that right, seconding the hip flexor stuff. Thanks, brother. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for tuning in. And we will, as I said, if we get enough comments on it, we'll be doing it for you on Monday next week.
Awesome, guys. Have a great weekend for everyone in Australia, and for everyone in America. Enjoy another 2 days of work. Health is about performance, not just body image.
You better be willing to accept what you're going to have to do to get there.
We'll start focusing on movement goals, strength goals, flexibility goals.
When you nail that skill, that's there forever.
The body image goal doesn't get you that
It's
far.
the consistency and frequency that's going to get you there. It's not the intensity.
There's no shortcuts to mastery and movement. Destination doesn't change overnight, but your direction will.
The gym is not the place to beat up the body that you hate. It's the place to build the body that you love.
We are the gym that teaches people how to move instead of just exercise, because we believe that health is about performance, not just body image.